Why are you still waiting for the perfect moment to start living? It's so easy to get lost in the dream world of manifesting and vision boards and then wonder why it fails every time. And then year after year, you still don't have your dream life and you're stuck in the loop of comparing yourself to millionaires and billionaires who are actually successful. And the difference is that the 1% aren't making vision boards, they aren't manifesting, and they aren't just waiting to get lucky. They are doing the steps that I'm going to share with you in this video. And if you do these too, you will be shocked by how fast your life can change. So let's get started. The first step is to get brutally honest about why manifestation isn't going to work for you. Let's look at what manifestation actually is. Manifestation is defined as the practice of using focused thoughts, beliefs, affirmations, and visualizations to turn desires, goals, or mental concepts into tangible physical reality. But the reason that I believe that this is a big fat lie is because you can't just sit at home wishing, praying, and hoping that whatever you want will magically manifest its way to you. Now, if manifesting and constantly thinking about your dream life feels great, then great, do it. But if you actually want your dream life, you can't do that alone. Thinking about something doesn't get you there. That's just not how it works. You know what will get you there? Action. And don't listen to the people who claim that they've gotten what they wanted from manifesting because they didn't. They just got lucky. And who wants to be lucky to get successful? I know that I don't want to be successful by getting lucky because then it just requires more luck for the next thing I want to be successful at. And luck doesn't often come twice. Luck can leave you, but your actions can't. You are 100% in control of your own actions. And to be in control, you just have to figure out how to commit yourself to all of the unsexy things. Sometimes you can make the unsexy things a bit sexier by romanticizing the process, but too much romanticizing can cause failure, which is what we're talking about next. The next step is to unsell yourself on why the vision board that you created this year is going to change your life, because it's not the vision board that creates the change. Thinking back to when I first created a vision board, it's funny because I did the thing that everyone says for you to do, which is to make the vision board. I spent all day tearing out pages of magazines, cutting them up, taping them to this piece of paper, and I put it on my office door. But then what's next? No one ever tells you what to do after you've made the damn vision board. It just sits on your bedroom wall or under your bed, and you keep living the same life that you're currently living. And sure, if you keep it out and look at it every day, it can be a helpful reminder and a push on the tougher days. But what a vision board doesn't do, and this is why it fails, is help you map the actions that you need to take to accomplish all of the things on the vision board. You can't just have this soft energy about what you want and manifest success. Success doesn't work like that. You have to be competent. So if you've made a vision board this year, take it out from wherever it's hiding and collecting dust and look at it again. And then the next step, we're going to dive into how to use that as a starting point to take actions towards the life that you want. Because the vision board isn't the problem, the actions you're not taking are. So step number 3 is all about doing the math. Take out a piece of paper and a pen and do this exercise with me. We're going to reverse engineer the cost of your dream life. If you don't have a vision board, think about the life that you want. And if you have a vision board, look at the pictures on it. And then on your piece of paper, make 4 columns. We're filling out 2 of them now and the other 2 later in this video. In the left-hand column, list out the items that would complete the vision for your dream life. I'm talking about the dream house, the sports car, the clothes, the Birkin bag, maybe even the private plane. And then ask yourself, what does each of those cost? And in the right-hand column, list out the actual cost of these items. And once you have all of that written down, total up the dollar amount at the bottom. And let's just say it's $10 million. That dollar amount at the bottom is the amount that you now have to figure out how to make in order to get your dream life. And just like that, doing this one simple step, you've made your theoretical and intangible vision board into something tangible. It's now a number. And now that you have a number, you have a much clearer goal of the kind of effort and daily actions you'll have to do in order to make that money. So the next step in this process is defining your plan of action, which is effectively a scorecard. Yes, a scorecard, like the one that you use in your business, maybe to track metrics or KPIs. You have to have a scorecard for your dream life. So take out your piece of paper with the columns, and we're going to fill out the next 2. The first column has the things that you want. The second column has the dollar amount of what it will cost. In this third column, you're going to look down the list and you're going to figure out if this is a personal goal, if this is a professional goal, or if this is a financial goal. Because with each of your goals, it's going to be important that you put them in the right buckets. If you are chasing something professionally and you have this massive target to create a $20 million business, but you think that you need to focus and prioritize on all of the personal items like spending more time with your family, having more time with friends, being on vacation, you are certainly going to have a conflict with your dream life. And if you realize that the biggest goals that you have everything to do with your professional life and building skills so that you can drive a financial result, you can then start to adjust your time differently. And very likely you're going to have to make sacrifices in this period of time to reduce the amount of progress that you make on your personal goals in order to actually have the bigger goals, the ones that would change everything, be the priority now. Because if you can make those goals a priority now and actually hit the $20 million business target, I can tell you the vacation will be a lot more fun to take because you'll be in a better hotel, it'll be a smoother flight, and you'll meet more interesting people. Now go over to the fourth and final column. This one is going to be the daily actions and habits that you need to do consistently to achieve whatever it is that you wrote in the third column. So to get a promotion at work, what do you have to do in order to make that happen? Maybe it's providing more value through learning a new skill and taking a 12-week course to learn that skill. Maybe it's waking up earlier or committing to spending 2 extra hours a day at the office to drive a specific result. And now step back and look at your list. You've now filled out the daily habits and actions you need to take to actually achieve your dream life. What you have now is a true roadmap for how to get the dream life, not just a vision of what it could look like someday. And once this is in place, you actually need to start. And I'll give you my 5 steps to make this process seamless. Step 1 is to make your first move ugly. Everyone is always obsessed with perfectionism and looking perfect to everyone else. But perfectionism is truly just procrastination. Your first version of anything, your first attempt at any new habit will always be ugly. Do it anyway. Get over the fact that it will be ugly. Step 2 is to schedule your goals like meetings. I personally live by the philosophy that if it's not in your calendar, it doesn't exist. You cannot just manifest a board meeting into existence. You have to open your computer, make a call, and schedule it. Same with your goals. You have to schedule your goals and habits where you block the time to sleep, to go to the gym, to write the business plan, to network, and then show up for it. Step number 3 is audit your inputs. And by inputs, I mean what you consume on a daily basis. Because if you're spending 3 hours a day watching manifestation content and 0 hours learning your new skill that you need in order to make more money, the math isn't mathing. Replace the noise with skill building. Read, study, get reps. I read every single Grant Cardone book before he ever became my business partner. That wasn't me manifesting, that was me preparing. Step 4 is to find the fastest feedback loop. A lot of traditional advice like manifesting has 0 feedback. You sit there, you visualize, and nothing tells you whether you're on track or delusional. In business, feedback is revenue, it's retention, it's results. So you need to find the feedback loop so that you know if you're making progress or if you're going the wrong direction. And step number 5 is to identify what you have to stop doing in order to add the new things that you need to start doing. Every person has enough time to create their dream life, but they can't create the dream life while they're still doing the things that they were doing when their life sucked. So what do you have to remove from your life? Is it spending the amount of times you spend with friends? Is it playing video games? Is it surfing the internet, watching TikTok, being up to speed on Real Housewives? What do you have to remove and cut out before you're able to have capacity to add something in that's new? So what those 5 steps allow you to do is start taking action, correct quickly, and put into perspective the distance between you and your target. And this was a big shift with me. I remember being in a conversation with really intelligent people, and I was so frustrated with myself that I didn't understand more of the topic of conversation. I was frustrated that these people didn't look at me like I'm an expert. And then I thought, well, why would they think I'm an expert when I haven't even spent 2 hours in the last few months reading a book or consuming any content around this topic? You see, that's the funny thing about a vision board. You can say you want a certain type of life, but if you're fooled into just manifesting it, you never really realize that you didn't learn the skills or do the things that everyone knows are required in order to have that life. That life is available to you, but you're not going to get there by manifesting it and just getting lucky. You can create a sure path of you getting there by getting crystal clear on exactly what it is, what you need to do, and then taking massive action in that direction. If you like this video, subscribe for new videos every week and check out my next one here.